This is one of the most searched questions in the Muslim world right now, and I'm going to give you the most honest answer I can, which means I'm going to tell you what scholars actually say, including the parts that are inconvenient. Because there are two types of bad answers to this question. The first bad answer is, it's all haram, don't touch it, said by people who haven't studied the technology or the scholarship seriously. The second bad answer is, it's all halal, here's my referral link, said by people with a financial interest in your yes. The truth is more nuanced than both, and nuance in this case might actually save you from some very expensive mistakes. Let's get into it. Islamic jurisprudence has clear principles. Transactions must avoid riba, interest. They must avoid gharar, excessive uncertainty or ambiguity. They must avoid maisir, gambling. And the underlying asset must have real utility and not cause harm. The challenge with cryptocurrency is that it doesn't fit neatly into any existing category that classical scholars analyzed. It is not gold. It is not currency in the traditional sense. It is not a company with cash flows. It is something new. And when something is new, scholars disagree. That is not a weakness of Islamic finance. It is how scholarly tradition works. The disagreement is the process. What we have now, after several years of serious academic and scholarly attention, is not a single fatwa. It's a spectrum of positions. And understanding that spectrum will help you make a decision that you can stand behind. Let me walk you through the main positions as they currently stand. Position 1. Prohibited. Some scholars, including a number of prominent Egyptian and Pakistani scholars, hold that cryptocurrency is not permissible. Their reasoning: it has no intrinsic value, it is used heavily for speculation, and its extreme price volatility makes it closer to gambling than investment. The Egyptian Dar al-Ifta issued a non-binding opinion along these lines. Position 2. Permissible with conditions. This is the position of a growing number of scholars, particularly in Malaysia, the Gulf, and Western academic institutions. Their argument: Bitcoin and similar assets have genuine utility as a store of value, as a medium of exchange, and as financial infrastructure in countries with unstable currencies. They are permissible to hold and transact, provided you avoid interest-based derivatives, leveraged trading, and pure speculation without underlying utility. The AAOIFI, the same body that certifies Islamic finance standards globally, has been working toward a framework for digital assets, signaling that wholesale prohibition is unlikely to be the final position. Position 3. Asset-specific. Many contemporary scholars refuse to rule on crypto as a monolith. They argue that Bitcoin is different from Ethereum, which is different from a meme coin, which is different from a stablecoin backed by US dollars. Each must be evaluated on its own terms, its utility, its structure, and its use case. This is probably the most intellectually honest position and the most practically useful for investors. Regardless of where you land on the general permissibility question, there are specific crypto activities that most scholars agree are not permissible. Leveraged trading. Borrowing money to trade crypto amplifies both gains and losses and involves interest on the borrowed amount. This is riba, clearly. Margin trading and crypto derivatives. Options, futures, and perpetual contracts on crypto are highly speculative instruments with significant gharar. Most scholars who permit crypto ownership still prohibit these products. Pure speculation with no underlying use case. Buying a token with no utility purely because you expect its price to rise, especially meme coins and pump and dump schemes, is extremely close to gambling in its structure. The intention and the mechanism matter. Yield from conventional DeFi protocols. Many decentralized finance products pay interest, that is, in substance, riba, regardless of what it's called. Be very careful here. If you want to engage with crypto in an intellectually honest and Islamically grounded way, here's a practical framework. Question 1. Does this asset have genuine utility? Bitcoin: yes. Ethereum: yes. A random token launched last week? Probably not. Utility is the foundation of permissibility. Question 2. Am I buying or speculating? Buying means you intend to hold. You believe in the underlying value, and you can afford to lose what you put in. Speculating means you're chasing short-term price moves with money you need. One is investing. The other is gambling, regardless of the asset class. Question 3. Am I using any interest or leverage? If yes, stop. Full stop. No halal investor should be using leveraged crypto products under any scholarly interpretation. Question 4. Have I sought a qualified opinion? I am not a scholar. This video is not a fatwa. If you're serious about this, find a qualified Islamic finance scholar, not a YouTube influencer, not a chat group, and ask them directly about your specific situation. A final, practical note: regulation matters. The UAE, specifically Abu Dhabi and Dubai, has become one of the most crypto-friendly regulatory environments in the world. Licensed exchanges, clear tax treatment, regulated custody. If you're in the UAE and want to engage with crypto, the legal framework is relatively clear. Saudi Arabia has been more cautious, with the central bank maintaining a restrictive stance. Oman is developing its framework. Always ensure you are using licensed, regulated platforms, not just for your financial safety, but because using unregulated services adds unnecessary legal risk to a question that already has enough complexity. The honest answer to, is crypto halal, is, it depends. On the asset, on how you use it, on your intention, and on which scholarly methodology you follow. What is not acceptable, either Islamically or financially, is diving in blindly, speculating with money you can't afford to lose, or using leverage and derivatives that carry clear prohibitions. Engage thoughtfully. Seek knowledge. Make decisions you can defend, in front of your family and in front of Allah. For deeper reading on halal investing, crypto screening tools, and Gulf-specific financial guidance, it's all at Crypode.com. Link in the description. Share this with someone who's been asking this question. Give them the honest answer. I'll see you in the next one.